Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to talk getting started with Warhammer 40,000, and today we're going to take a look at the Ymyr Conglomerate from the Leagues of Votann. Now, this is a brand new army for Warhammer 40,000, and we're going to go through and talk a little bit about what makes the Ymyr Conglomerate special for the Leagues of Votann. We'll then take a look at a couple of units we recommend to start our collection with, and then further explore some other units to expand upon after those initial purchases. Finally, we'll finish off the video with a little sample 1000 point army list for you to use as some inspiration for creating your own army of the Leagues of Votann using the Ymyr Conglomerate. Now, what makes this sub-faction special? So they have a cool league custom called Master Armorers. First of all, you add 4-inch to the range of all ranged weapons, excluding any relics. Models with this custom are equipped with, so straight away this is just benefiting a lot of the shooting units we have available to us in the Leagues of Votann. We also have the ability where models in a unit with this custom that have a 2+ save gain a 4+ invulnerable save, and other models in a unit with this custom that don't have a 2+ save, so 3+ or worse, have a 5+ invulnerable save. So some good defensive benefits along with some extra range, which is nice for the offensive power of the army. Being able to play at a longer distance away from the opponent, where your opponent's having to move towards you and you're actually not as easy to kill thanks to those invulnerable saves. And so, to start with for the army, I think the Carl is an excellent place to start, mostly because of his Kindred Aura ability. This allows friendly League core units within 6-inch of this model to reroll hit rolls of 1. What's cool too is we're not having to spend extra points on the Rampart Crest, because we've already got that 5+ invulnerable save on a bunch of our units, without having to spend the extra points on the crest. This means you could go down the teleport crest line if you want with this model. He can have a couple of different weapons, either choosing the Autic Pattern Combi Bolter for a Hunter 4, Strength 4, AP -1, Damage 1 weapon, or going with the Volkite Disintegrator, Hunter 3, Strength 5, no AP, Damage 1, but can do some mortal wounds in addition to its other damage. His Bastion Void Armor as well gives him a 4+ invulnerable save, so he's going to have the invulnerable of a 4+, even though he is base 3+ save. Now, Hearthkin Warriors are the only troops choice we have available to us with the Leagues of Votann, but they do allow us some good flexibility with the amount of different options this kit has. For me, you've got the option of either the Autic Pattern Bolters, from which are Hunter 2, Strength 4, AP -1, Damage 1, but I really like paying the extra point to get the Iron Blasters, especially in this sub-faction where they get that extra 4-inch range and turn into 22-inch range, Hunter 1, Strength 5, -2 AP, Damage 2, fantastic Space Marine killers. They're going to take a variety of other heavy weapons from anti-troop stuff to anti-tank and everything in between. The multi-wave comms array upgrade for the unit is also really nice, as this allows the Kindred Hero Aura ability from our Carl to reach them up to 24-inch away from him. They can also choose to get some nice defensive benefits in the Medipacks, or the Panspectral Scanners can allow them to ignore the effects of light cover when they're shooting at enemy units. Where do we look to next though for the Leagues of Votann? And I think, well, we've got all those benefits of the 2+ save unit, so why not look at the Ymyr Hearthguard? They are a really fun unit to bring to the table for the Leagues of Votann. Like I said, that 2+ save means they're going to have that nice 4+ invulnerable save, and they can take a variety of different combat weapons, from the Concussion Gauntlets for +3 Strength, -2 AP, Damage 2, to their nice Plasma Blade Gauntlets, which are +1 Strength, -3 AP, Damage 1, and they get an extra attack with these weapons. You can also take the Concussion Hammer on the Champion as well, which is a Type 2 Strength weapon, -2 AP, Damage 3, but is -1 to hit. You can get these units a Teleport Crest to make sure they can get a nice teleport, which is pretty cool because you're not needing to take the Weavefield Crest on them for that 4+ invulnerable save, because you've already got that thanks to this custom that you've picked. Now, they've got Exo Armor as well, so they're -1 damage if you ever target them, Strength and Toughness 5 base, meaning, you know, that ×2 Strength Hammer is actually Strength 10. Alongside these models, the Ymyr Champion is a fantastic choice to accompany them, a really solid combat monster. Now, you can choose to take the Darkstar Axe, where you get some extra attacks, or you get the Mass Hammer, ×2 Strength, popping up to that Strength 10, and -3 AP, Damage D3 +3, which is just incredibly powerful. You also do mortal wounds when you land a charge. You can get some reroll wound rolls of 1 to lead Hearthguard units nearby him. He's -1 damage as well, and you subtract 1 from wound rolls if you're targeting him in melee. Next up, something that is really cool to bring to the table with this unit is the Brokir Thunderkin. These are your dedicated range units. Now, they have a couple of different weapon options. First of all, the Bolt Cannon Hunter 3 36-inch or 40-inch in this particular league with Strength 6 -2 AP damage 2. You can go the Graviton Blast Cannons Hunter D6 blast weapons with a 22-inch range in this league. Strength 5 -3 AP damage 2. And they also, each time this attack is made with this weapon allocated to a model with a save characteristic of 3+ or better, you have a damage characteristic of 3 instead of 2. So great for taking out things like Terminators. The SP Conversion Beamer is 34-inch range in this league. Hunter 1, Strength 7, AP -2, damage 3, and the nice cool beam weapon profile, meaning it hits everything in a straight line from the distance of the weapon. And in addition, each time an attack is made with a weapon from this unit, if the unit was hit in wholly more than 15-inch from the firing model, an additional hit is scored in them. So really cool for potentially taking out some enemy units. Omni Visors mean targets never receive the benefits of dense cover against any models in this unit ever. And lastly, we have the Hecaton Land Fortress. This is just a cool piece to bring along. We've definitely got some nice shooting pieces. It's got a 2-up save, which is really cool, meaning, it's going to have a 4-up invulnerable save, which is awesome. You're going to have a variety of different weapons on top. You can also choose to not allow enemies to have light cover, thanks to the panspectral scanners on it. It's just an absolute monstrous tank. Strength and toughness 8, 16 wounds, 2-up save there, meaning it's got that 4-up invulnerable, and it's just got so many different shooting options you can take on this weapon. It is bristling with guns. You can see all 4 of the sponsor-mounted weapons, the 2 on top there. You can also take a missile launcher on top. Just so many guns. And so here we have our sample army list for the Ymyr Conglomerate. Now, we're not having to pay any command points for the detachment because our Warlord is part of the detachment. 42 power level, 996 points. Now we've gone for an Ymyr champion who will be our Warlord with the Mass Hammer and Teleport Crest. Warlord trait Guild Connections is really cool. This puts +1 damage onto all these weapons that are not relics. And he's also got a relic called the Last Crest of Jaluk, which allows him, once per battle before making a saving throw, he can choose to and have a 3-up invulnerable save for the rest of that phase. Also, each time he would lose a wound as a result of a mortal wound on a 4+, it's not lost. So some cool defensive benefits on him. Our Carl here is just pretty simple. Mass Gauntlet, Auto Pattern Combi Bolter there is really going to be at the backfield or with our Hearthkin Warrior squads, providing some nice backfield support to them. Speaking of Hearthkin Warriors, we've got 2 units. Both of them are equipped with Iron Blasters for the majority of the models in the unit, including the Thanes. We've then got Magna Rail Rifles in both units, and one of them has a Hylas Auto Rifle, the other one has an L7 Missile Launcher. Both with those multi-wave comms arrays as well, so they can ignore light cover. Elites-wise, we've got the Ymyr Hearthguard unit. This is going to have 5 Ymyr Hearthguard, all with Itakan plasma guns, which are my favourite of the 2 range weapon options. We then have 2 Concussion Gauntlets and 2 Plasma Blade Gauntlets in the unit for some nice diversity in our attacks, and the Concussion Hammer and Teleport Crest on the Hacer. We then have heavy support. We've got a unit of 6 Brokir Thunderkin, which are going to have Graviton Blast Cannons, and then we've got a unit of 3 Thunderkin, which are going to have SP Conversion Beamers. A decent amount of shooting firepower combined with a nice little combat threat in those Ymyr Hearthguard and the champion there. This is a fun little Leagues of Votann army that can play, a pretty well-rounded game with combat and shooting available to it. If you've got some thoughts on the Ymyr Conglomerate for the Leagues of Votann in Warhammer 40k, let us know what you think down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And while you're at it, why not come join our Discord server as well, which you can find linked in the video's description. Also linked in the video's description is the best way to help support the channel via Patreon or YouTube members. If you'd like to help support either, it would be greatly appreciated as it goes towards making the channel better and better at doing what we continue to do here. We'd like to give a special shout out to all our Patreons and YouTube members, so a thank you to our Patreons: Christian Weir, Soren, Greenskins Gaming, Kenny Lowe, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Derek, and GRP390. And also a shout out to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop, Terrain, and John Castle. Lastly, a special shout out to all the people who help support the channel via sponsorship or via collaborations, and a special thanks as well to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel. Thank you all for watching. Once again, everyone, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.